So I just got to the gym, and the other day I had a call with one of my former goalkeepers that I used to train in Houston, and he asked me a question. He said, what does it take in your experience to get into that flow state that everyone talks about when it comes to stepping on the field on game day? And I thought it was a great question, and I thought I would just share the advice I gave to him to you. So for me, it's two parts. First part is have to be putting the work in on a daily basis. I talk about this a lot, but your training must be intense. It must be intentional. You must be working on the things that are going to show up on game day. You have to physically be pushing yourself. You have to be fit and ready to go. You have to be sharp in all aspects of the game. And that is the first part. Second part is when that game day does come around, right when you're about to step on that field, right when the game's about to start, you have to remind yourself of how unimportant this moment is. And I know you might be like, what the heck? Like, obviously my game is important. And yes, it is. But at the same time, if you watch these great athletes, one that comes to mind for me is Alyssa Liu, the figure skater for the United States, first woman to win a gold medal for the U.S. in like 20-something years. She literally retired from skating a couple years ago and just lived her life and started to explore like who she was outside of skating and what her passions were. So when she actually did come back to figure skating and to participate in these Olympics, her identity was no longer just in figure skating. She was so much more of a person for taking that time back. And when you saw her out on the ice skating, she just did not care what happens. You even watch interviews and she talks about like, if I fall, I fall. She's like, I just want the audience to see something, whether it's amazing or it's bad. And I think too many of us, right when it's game day, we try to get ourselves going and, you know, this is the big day. But that's actually quite the opposite of what we have to do. We have to approach game day as if we are just letting all the training, like the first part I said, all that hard work, that's why we work so hard. So on game day, we can let it all just flow and we just embrace the moment and let go. So like I said, to achieve that flow state for games, I want you to try this. Number one, make sure your training is intense, intentional, and you're putting the work in every single day. Every single day to you needs to be game day. It can't just be, let me get myself up for game days. But first part, training needs to be intense. It needs to be intentional. And then second, go into the game with an intention. Yes, I want to win. Yes, I want to get a shutout. Yes, I want to have a good performance. But as soon as that game is about to start, remind yourself how unimportant the moment is, how it's one game of many that you're going to play in your career, how there's so much more to life than just soccer and goalkeeping, and how much more of a person you are than just a soccer player and a goalkeeper. One of my favorite interviews I've seen is Toni Kroos, midfielder for the German national team. He talks about why they won the World Cup back in 2014. And basically he said something along the lines of that they reminded themselves constantly that soccer is just a game and there's so many more important things out in the world. And yes, it's like, obviously your career is important. Soccer is important. Like that's, you know, probably the biggest sporting event in the world is the World Cup final. And he talked about how they just reminded themselves of how unimportant that moment was. So I want you to take this advice into your next game. One, make sure your training every day is intense. You're putting the work in. But two, when it's time to step on that field, you let go and let all your training show. You have fun. You embrace the moment. You enjoy the moment. You appreciate what you have. And like I said, have fun and let your light shine. So, yeah, I hope that this advice helps you. This has been what's really helped me in my career when it's come to games and to playing at my best. Those are truly the moments that I've played my best. So yeah, try this out in your next game, and I'm about to have a good workout.